What we have here is OnMedia's social engine, so really designed for editorial and journalistic producers, staff to be able to come in, find content, edit it and publish it into graphics without really having any deep graphics knowledge. I can do cool things on this, so I can group different things together. So for instance, I can call this cats, and now I have an Insta and Twitter group of cat content in the search. And the OnMedia engine allows me to click on any of those icons and search quite deeply for different content. So I can search for hashtags, I can look for particular users, geolocate, look on people's timelines. The OnMedia engine allows you to apply quite a lot of searches from a lot of different sources. You can also import things like XML or JSON feeds into it, so SMS, email from different destinations or from apps that you may want to incorporate into this engine. Build is where OnMedia becomes really special. So within Build I can create lots of different things. So you can see here I've already started to create a carousel. So a carousel being the ability of pulling in social media content, in this case my cat search, which we talked about earlier, and edit that for publication. I can also build polls. So we have an example here, which could be going to a pie graphic in the 3D environment. We can have multiple different polls running. I can add to it, I can change the colour, and I can change the template of where I want this to go. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's have a look at the posts. I've got an option of my destination. So here in destinations, you can see that I have a lot of destinations that I could choose from, and see lots of graphics that we may want to use in our 3D studio. In this case we have a simple post, a 2D post setup, and you'll see that I can change some of the elements in there without going into the graphics engine. So do I want to show the full name? Do I want to show the person's avatar in the graphic? I can remove that. So here you can see I have another carousel output, which if I go to the destination, you can see is designed to be sent to a 3D template. And I can choose those graphics knowing what they're going to look like when I go to air. So let's go to publish. So all of that was about getting the content. What happens when we want to put that content into a live environment? Well, this is where it's all really special. I can set my view so I can specifically look for different things. So maybe I only want to see the content if it has images and video with it. So I can say with media. And I can also play around with the content. So I can do things like update this, and I can see how many, in this case, retweets and loves it's had. If it was with Facebook, we would see the reactions, and I can make little edits. It may have an image I need to crop the aspect ratio for, or I might want to edit the video to make it shorter. So now I can drag this content into a staging area called Unpublished. Again, we can play around with this, so if I have more than one bit of content in here, I can play around with the position. I can do all sorts of things ready to send it to air, but before I do, maybe I want to see what it's going to look like before it goes to air. I can open this up and say, show me a preview, which will bring up a screen and it will load up a picture of what it looks like. Once I've done that, I'm happy with that, I can choose to publish that into my queue one at a time, or I can click publish all, and everything in my unpublished queue is now gone out to this unpublished area, and you can see all my favourite cat pictures and videos all ready to go to air. So you can see I'm on the 3D post, and if I click start, this will trigger the graphics within the 3D studio to start playing out a sequence of the content that I've scheduled. So let's now go into post, which is the 2D one, and I can bring up a different graphic. Because if you remember in the build section, we chose two different carousels with two different graphics. You can see that here in the studio, we've got Sean, that's his submission, a picture of the Green Lantern in a book. And you'll notice that in the OnMedia environment, that's highlighted green. So at any time, the operator can see which bit of content is being broadcast in the 3D environment. The two systems are talking all the time. The OnMedia second screen component allows the presentation of additional social media posts. After selecting the best social media posts from your search results in the preview pane, press Publish to push them to the second screen, and the posts are automatically shown in the second screen application. The OnMedia second screen component can also easily be embedded into existing web projects and applications. Just add the component into the code, and the social media posts are displayed without any further modifications. The OnMedia markerless tracker enables the augmentation of real scenes with virtual 3D objects. It calculates the orientation and field of view of a pan, tilt, zoom camera. The tracker is a software-end solution that needs only a high-end consumer-grade computer. It operates by registering the camera against a set of unseen landmarks, which are identified during a calibration phase which lasts no more than 5 minutes. The tracker combines established techniques with multi-core GPU processing to deliver a reliable, real-time and drift-free optical tracking capability. The OnMedia gesture recognition engine allows talent to interact with virtual objects containing social media content. It uses an IR camera to monitor talent for elements of predefined gesture vocabulary, which are then directly related to the graphics engine. Hand gestures are recognised by the help of a Leap Motion device, with full body gestures using Connect. The technology combines cutting-edge methods enabling users to pick up new objects and have them gliding across the screen within the first minutes of use. The gesture system does not require a computer, it is typically installed on the graphics engine. Today's tracking systems are hardware-based. They use complex optical systems that are attached to the broadcast camera. Signum has developed an entirely new tracking system that is purely software-based and works without any optical hardware. Signum's patented tracking system looks through the eyes of the broadcast camera itself and sends its tracking feeds directly to the Virtual Studio render engine. The Signum markers are easy to install and can be fully integrated into any Virtual Studio environment. There is no complex calibration or maintenance required. The Signum tracking solution is an affordable and easy to use tracking system for small and large-scale studios.